Hello 4th grade class, thank you for joining School Digitally today. Today we are going to continue our research project on the great state of Wyoming. And specifically, today we are going to talk about Wyoming's natural resources. And in this video, we're going to answer 3 questions. First, what is a natural resource? And second, which natural resources come from Wyoming? And finally, how do those resources impact the state? So that is what we are going to cover in this video. I hope you have your pen and paper ready. And finally, to discuss natural resources, I think we're going to need a change of scenery. So how about you come with me? Oh, that's better. So let's answer that first question. What is a natural resource? Simply put, a natural resource is something that occurs in nature without any help by humans. I want you to think of water in a lake, trees, coal, oil, and even wind. These are things that help us cook, drive, stay warm, build houses, and so much more. But the things that we use to do all of those occur naturally within nature. Once again, a natural resource is something that occurs in nature without any help from human intervention whatsoever. Now, let's quickly cover some of the things that are not natural resources so we can be sure to define what are natural resources and what are not. One example of something that is not a natural resource is buildings. Buildings such as the school that we're in, such as the home that you may live in, or things that we find out where businesses are, all the buildings in the world. Buildings are not found in nature naturally. All buildings are created by human hands, making them a non-natural resource. Another non-natural resource is plastics. Plastics are all made by human manufacturing and do not occur in nature naturally. Thus, they are a non-natural resource and are not found in nature. A final example of a non-natural resource is all electronics, such as the camera that is being used to video this. All electronics are not found in nature and are all created by human hands and created through human minds. They are not found naturally in nature, and thus they are a non-natural resource. Okay, class, now we're going to take a quick quiz to be sure you can find things that are natural resources from things that are not. In the following list, I would like you to circle or note in your head what are natural resources. Some of these may be a little tricky, and we will go over them together afterwards, but I want your honest effort on this first try. So circle anything you think could be a natural resource. And there is more than one answer. Are you done? Well, let's go over the answers. From this list, coal, water, wind, trees, oil, and gold are all natural resources. All of these items are found in nature without any human manufacturing, and we use all of these items to help us in our daily lives. So, with that in conclusion, we need to start answering question number 2. So let's go inside so we can continue. Moving on to question number 2. Which natural resources come from Wyoming? So let's discover a couple. First and foremost, Wyoming is most known for coal. Coal is a black rock found underground that needs to be dug up and excavated by people. Just because it needs to be dug up and excavated by people does not mean it's a non-natural resource. Just because people need to go find it doesn't mean it's non-natural. Coal is a completely natural resource that comes from the earth. Wyoming is the #1 state for coal because they have so many coal mines and so many people digging up coal every day. And coal is used when we burn it to make electricity that powers homes and schools across the country. Another natural resource coming from Wyoming is oil. Oil also comes from underground, similar to coal, and needs to be dug up. And oil is turned into gasoline for cars and helps make things like plastic and water bottles. Another resource is natural gas. Natural gas is used to heat homes, to cook food on gas stoves, and even powers some school buses, along with probably your water heater at home. Another resource is Wyoming's water resources, like its rivers, its lakes, and the snow melt during the spring season. This water is used for drinking, farming, and fun activities like fishing. And another resource, of course, is wildlife, including animals like bison, elk, moose, and many other animals which bring so many tourists into the state for photography and for tourism activities. Wyoming has so many natural resources, including those that we covered: coal, oil, natural gas, water, and wildlife. With that covered, let's move on to question number 3. Welcome back, class. Let's move on to question number 3, which is how do these natural resources impact the state of Wyoming? And let's focus on the resources that we just discussed in question number 2, including coal, oil, natural gas, water, and wildlife. These natural resources are incredibly important to the state of Wyoming, and first and foremost, the greatest impact that these resources have is the jobs that these resources create. Some jobs that work around natural resources include working in an oil field, working in a coal mine, or working on a farm. These jobs help the people in Wyoming sustain their lives within the state of Wyoming rather than looking for other sources. These resources also bring money to the state because other states buy Wyoming's resources, such as the state of Montana purchasing some coal from the state of Wyoming. Water in the state of Wyoming is important to farming and keeping animals and people healthy. Wildlife like bison and elk bring tourists who visit and help local businesses. These resources help Wyoming's people live, work, and keep the state strong. With this covered, let's summarize what we covered in this video. Today, we wanted to cover Wyoming and its natural resources. We answered the question as to what is a natural resource, and we said that a natural resource is found in nature and not man-made and is used by people. Some of the natural resources from Wyoming include coal, oil, natural gas, water, and wildlife. And the impact that these natural resources have on the state include how it helps people live, they create jobs, and it makes the state money, which helps the state overall and the people living in it. So, this concludes our time spent on the natural resources in Wyoming. Thank you for joining us for this portion of the project, and I hope to see you again as we continue to learn about the great state of Wyoming. Bye!